be sitting in darkness and someone would do something stupid. Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Episode 25. Talking about some NHLs. We do got a little South Dakota news.
A little bit.
We can start with Carter. Carter had a good last weekend. Got another fight, 2 goals, showing up.
Got swept Green Bay.
Yeah, they swept Green Bay. It was really good to see.
Mm.
But yeah, so I didn't tell you this. I don't know if you saw messages with Wyatt on Instagram, but
Oh, I didn't.
I messaged him today because I knew they were wanting money to get to the Nationals, and because they kind of knew they were gonna, best team, they're gonna go. So, I messaged him like, "Hey, did you guys raise that money to go to Nationals?" He's like, "Yeah, we raised the 20 grand, and we're 6 hours away from California." I was like, "Geez, I got perfect timing, man."
Wow,
I'm like,
that's
so
awesome.
So they're
Congrats to them.
probably let's see, they're probably in California by now.
Yeah.
So
Sure, there's no way to watch those games.
there is. So they're on. I asked him. I said, "Hey, what's gonna be, how can I watch it?"
Yeah.
And he said the only way you can watch it is from USA Hockey TV, which is like $30 a month type of thing. So I'll probably do that so I can just watch this month of games type of thing. But yeah, he said that it's they would, if they find anyone recording or anything live streaming, you get a fine.
Oh, really?
So so we won't
Bunch of
see.
haters, man.
Yeah, we won't
Trying to
see.
expose these kids, all right?
Yeah, exactly. So, you parked in the driveway.
I did. Because your truck was in the rocks, so I was like, I don't know where I can park, because if I parked, I would have had to park in the alleyway. I would have been in the alley. And so I was like, well, crap, I don't know. I can go move it quick. I don't know where.
Park up front, and I will move it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, well, I figured she was home. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know where to park.
So yeah, if you guys have USA Hockey TV, which I'm assuming none of you really do, because I didn't know about it until today.
Yeah, everything has a description now. Jeez,
yeah,
man, you can't just
so
watch it.
Or anyway, how you can support them. Like, hey, I hope they do good. It brings a lot of
exposure
names
to South Dakota and everything. I mean, and like Team South Dakota always does good. I know. I mean, I don't know about the recent years.
They haven't, but
when we were playing, like I felt
Jagger
like every time Jagger come, like, yeah, we won. Like they'd win every tournament they went to. I'm like, how the heck?
Yeah.
Well, like, what the heck? Yeah, and then South Dakota really never got talked about. But yeah, this is good for Rapid and everybody else.
So yeah, so Rapid's going up against the top high school guys, and
they have a schedule or anything?
Yeah, they play tomorrow at 7:30. They play Thursday at 5:15, something like that, and then on Friday 3:00. And I think that's their pool play.
Okay.
I think, could be wrong, but I know then they have the weekend to play. It looks like too, because I saw like the schedule to be determined stuff. So I'm not sure how that works out. But
a lot of hockey played.
Also the girls USA South Dakota team is there.
They are.
They're playing. They play at 11 tomorrow. So, but see what happens there.
Nice.
Interesting as well. So
there's no way you have that USA Hockey TV on your black box.
No, probably not.
You said it gets every channel.
Well,
I guess that's
not
really
every
app.
Channel.
Yeah,
it's an
true.
app.
That's
So
an app.
No, probably a no-go on that one. But so yeah, good luck to Rapid. Make South Dakota proud, man. I told Wyatt I'll be watching, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we're gonna live stream it.
Yeah, there we go. We'll get kicked off of YouTube too.
I know, right?
I hope Capital City gets back, because I want them to get back, because I want to showcase like every other day a goal or a save from South Dakota while we're on our off season.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping I can just put an Opus clip and be like, I want goals or saves, and see if it does anything.
Yeah, test out. See how that is.
So okay, that's the 5-minute talk of South Dakota hockey, people. I guess another thing with South Dakota hockey, people, Walker. I know you're never gonna see this, but he is now a father.
Oh yeah, congratulations!
Saw that, so very nice, dude. Congrats on that. Life is gonna be crazy now, especially when you're on the road for hockey. But good thing, hey, you can probably just be like, guys, I'm done. I don't need to play anymore.
Yeah,
we're out of contention.
Yeah.
There's JoJo. Go get them, Joe.
Playoffs.
Um,
Already eliminated.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sharks and Blackhawks.
Yeah, they
are the
already. Yeah,
ones.
both are the only two of the ones that have been.
Yeah, but he still needs to make. Got to make a contract somewhere. Hopefully,
Uh,
he was on waivers, so hopefully they sign him.
Yeah, I think they
So,
will.
I think he'd be a good.
Play for the NHL affiliate,
third or
maybe,
fourth.
and they're a young enough team. I'm sure he'll get some playing time too.
Yeah.
Up in the big leagues.
Yep. So, but yeah, this one's gonna be probably short and sweet today. Just because there's not too much.
No, I'm ready for playoffs, man.
Dude.
I am so set on playoffs right now. Cause I mean, for me, my team, the Caps.
They're playing the Jets right now.
I know this is a cup final.
Yeah.
Preview, and it's the best of the best right now. So it's great hockey being played, but I don't see Carolina's not going to catch them. I don't foresee. I mean, they've been both teams were 9-1, but I don't see Carolina catching them. New Jersey's not catching them. So like, we're ready to go. I'm ready. I'm just to see who we're gonna play first, because the wild card changes every day, every hour.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm just ready for playoff hockey, man.
Well, yeah, and then you guys sign
Chikrin. Yep, extended him
today.
8 years.
6 million.
No, 8 years, 9 mil.
Oh, was it 9?
Yeah, 8 years, 9 mil a year.
6. Maybe NHL discussions got it wrong.
Yeah, because it
was
was like
it 6. I was like, dude, that's a great deal.
No, it was like 9 mil, 8 years, 9 mil. So it's a little bit high, but to lock him up now for that long, you never know how high the pay will be come 4 years down the line.
Everyone's like, dude, it's gonna go up like 100 million. Like, this is a steal. And
and
a lot of Caps fans were saying, dude, he's been like solid for us or for you guys and helping you guys
for this year for sure. And now it's just time to prove it in the playoffs, because I think in Arizona, I don't know, I think he's been in the playoffs a couple times, but no, I don't even know. I'd have to look, honestly.
He's in Arizona, Ottawa.
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't know if he's on the Ottawa team that went to the playoffs that almost made that went to the final, the conference finals or not.
No,
and so then he doesn't really have much experience. So let's just see if he can prove himself, because I know Carlson still has some years left, but it's gonna be nice because Carlson has now put himself as like he was an offensive defenseman, now he's a defensive defenseman. Still has offensive capabilities, but Chikrin's all like offensive. So like a little bit of to learn from John Carlson before he retires. It's just gonna help Chikrin grow. Yeah. So like we've got guys locked up, both goalies and him locked up now. So
yeah,
good.
I was actually looking at what we picked the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll do that.
It's not good. They're not. So, I mean, I'm telling you right now,
our picks were not good, dude. I think out of all of them and like where they're at, we got like you got like 2 or 3 correct as of right now, and I got like maybe 1.
No, I mean, when we did it halfway through, you had like 6 or 7, right? You had more than I did.
Well, no. When we did our picks, we had like the same.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about right now. If you take what we picked, where they're standing, and the standings now, it's we only have like 2 or 3 right.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet Florida for me, because I'm pretty sure I put.
Well, yeah, but it depends if there were 1 or 2. Yeah. I think that's what we had or something like that. Yeah. Stupid. But
I don't like. I watched hockey last year, but like not terrible, not as much as I am this year, obviously. For other purposes, but I think next year when we do this, it's gonna look a lot better, because you have better understanding of the team. Well, and then there's just some disappointment, disappointments, and some
surprises.
Happens. Yeah, I mean like
you look at Columbus. Who would expect Columbus to even be in a wild card opportunity?
Yeah, and especially at the beginning of the season that they had.
Yeah,
so it's like, oh.
Yeah, same with Ottawa, right? I think that we had them pretty low, but and again, who would think Rangers are below the cut and Boston below the cut? I think we had Pittsburgh and Philly kind of down there.
Yep, we did.
But we didn't see Boston down there. We definitely didn't see the Rangers President's Trophies to now.
Yeah, Rangers were especially one.
Yeah, trying to get into the playoffs. And again, that race is like Pittsburgh even still has a chance.
They're not.
I know, but they
have a chance. No, I know.
Well, it's gonna be close, dude. There's only 10 games left.
I know, and so I think right now you have to cut the line at the Rangers, or No,
Detroit.
in the mid divisions. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at divisions, but
Yeah.
yeah, you'd have to cut it at not even. I mean, honestly, Detroit, the way they've been playing, if they can't muster up a couple wins here, then you can count them out too as well.
Yeah.
Because they went on a losing streak, they finally got one win, but at this point, they kind of screwed themselves because with Columbus and New York, I mean, you got Montreal and Ottawa that are there, right there, and Ottawa, good luck.
Yeah.
But they've been playing lately. I don't know. Montreal's about that only spot you have a chance at.
Yep.
And no, I mean I don't see the foresee the because it's the Islanders are so weird, and I don't get it. Like you get rid of your top goal scorer Brock Nelson, and you're playing without Matt Barzal, but you're still mustering up wins and gritty wins. What the hell, man? Like that last night with the Columbus Blue Jackets, I don't know if you saw that goaltender interference.
Yeah.
Called back, like screwed them out of that extra point that they could have gotten. It would have tied them with Montreal, but what like it's just like last year, man. Like it's after the deadline. It's like for some reason they just pick it up, but it's too late. Almost.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Tell you, man, sneaky. Like I said, I mean, Islanders. You were wondering why I had them where I had them. That's what I'm talking about at this time of the year. Some teams just for some reason they just pick it up.
Yeah.
And other teams just like the Devils. That granted, Devils injuries in Siegenthaler, Hamilton, and Hughes. That's a core right there.
Yeah.
You have out. So that's for them. It's just making the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's it. Getting back into the playoffs and making the first round, regardless if you get swept.
Yeah. No, I would be. I don't know. Yeah, I would. Right where it's at, I'd love to see Ottawa and Montreal.
Yeah, right.
I'd love to see those guys in there.
Mhm.
If in the
Canadian hockey, man.
Yeah, the only other one I wouldn't mind seeing in the playoffs would be Columbus.
Mhm.
But I don't know who I would have them take out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I would love to see if Montreal and Ottawa can just stay there.
Mhm.
I think it'd be again Canadian hockey. It'd be 3 Canadian teams.
Well, plus,
in
imagine
that
Ottawa
Eastern.
and the playoffs. Like, imagine just the Kachucks in the playoffs are so fun.
Just think if Florida
Electric.
played Ottawa right, that'd be dope.
That'd be nuts. As long, I mean, I don't. I'm sure Matthew would be able to. Well, should.
Technically, right now, that's what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I'm like, being Matthew being able to come back because he's on LTIR.
Yeah,
so like, I'm sure that's how they have it planned. Is
yeah,
when playoffs
100%.
come, he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
But if you don't yeah, that'd be great right off the bat. The Kachuk Brothers series, and you have 9. You realize that Marchand's on the Panthers now too. So you're just like, so we get the rat for the playoffs. Like,
Yeah.
Oh man, this is so exciting. So many storylines.
So, yeah, that Atlantic again. Toronto only 2 points back.
That whole division's up for grabs.
Yeah. Again, I think Toronto needs to be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be. We said it last week. I just don't see them. If they do end up playing either Florida team, and if they come out somehow winning, holy crap!
I think then that's their year for a cup.
It has to be. You can't not blow it after
Yeah.
that. But I just don't see. I don't see it happening. I really don't. When you think of Toronto and then Florida Panthers, like just lines compare, like Panthers win it. Goaltending's a little bit better. Toronto and Tampa Bay, same thing. Goaltending's better because like those guys just come to show when it comes to that point.
Mm. Well, and Florida doesn't have anybody to back up Bobrovsky.
Yeah.
Like the other two teams do. They have they have like a solid backup. For Florida, all they have is Vanacek.
Yeah.
I would not trust him.
Yeah, it'll be tough there. But yeah, right now in the Metro, Carolina and the Devils, they're gonna play. That's just the bottom line. Because Ottawa's in the Eastern Conference, I believe, right?
Yep. They're in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Atlantic Division.
Yeah. So who's catching up is the New York teams for catching New Jersey.
And
so that's you got to look out for is the New York team. So they're 7 points back, but New Jersey has 2 games ahead of the Islanders and 1 of the Rangers. So with 10 games remaining, well, not
somewhat
for them, yeah.
Yeah, for the Devils,
For the Devils. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, more likely North Carolina, Carolina and New Jersey will play, and I think that is going to be hard for the Devils.
Yeah, it will be, especially with those 3 out.
Yeah.
If they can't get it, because I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty
sure all 3 of them. I know we know for sure.
Jack's done.
Jack's done, and I'm pretty sure Hamilton's done as well.
Yeah, believe
I don't know anything. I can't remember if Siegenthaler was also
yeah. If
like
you don't have
season.
Jack or Hammy, dude, you don't.
Yeah, come playoff time.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, that
But
sucks. But I mean, you just want to get back there. Just want to get back to playoff hockey. It's Sheldon O'Keefe's first year as head coach for there.
if they can just well, yeah, that's the thing. Like they made it. That's
Mhm.
the big thing.
Yeah,
Like they're gonna make it
the
no
first
matter
step
what.
that they needed to take.
And so, yeah, I'm like good for the Devils. Like I don't think
Uh-huh.
we were expecting them to be where they're at.
No, well, and they had a great start
But
to the season, which put them. That division has not changed the ranking since when? Like November.
it's been a long. Yeah.
It's been like majority of the
been, like,
season,
Yeah.
and that's
I
been the
think
only
Washington
division.
climbed up. Washington climbed up.
They did, yeah, because Carolina was there and
Yeah.
New Jersey was there for a while because they had so many games in hand.
Yeah.
And then Carolina got
yeah.
there, and then Washington.
I think right after Christmas, it kind of like
Washington just
changed.
Freaking went up and they just stole it.
So, but yeah, I think that's that's gonna be just what it is. You know, Washington's the only team right now that's clinched a spot.
Mhm.
I don't know how the Jets play out in it to the point of them getting one. I'm assuming they get one pretty soon.
A few more games. I mean, because Dallas is only 6 points behind.
Yeah. So, but to clinch a spot, you know, you think one
Yeah.
gets it, two now you should get it.
But yeah, true. Yeah.
I'm like, there's less than 10 games. There's no way they.
Yeah, there's absolutely
there's no way they don't make it. Like they could go on a losing streak of 10 games. I think they'd still be fine almost.
Yeah, I mean, it would be pretty damn. That would be historically crazy.
So, but yeah, I'm excited to get the playoffs started. Like I said, or like we've been saying, I think we're gonna have a blast to see. We should have a bet of like we'll do a bracket.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
we should see who does better in the brackets, and do some type of punishment or some type of bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. Anything else in the Eastern Conference that you can think of? Yeah, Florida Panthers are in Toronto. So I know Toronto actually plays Florida Panthers twice left and Tampa at least once. They need to win all three of those games.
Yeah.
And that would be
That's crazy that those guys have to play still.
Yeah.
With the amount of games left.
Yeah. So
those
Toronto's last
games.
12 games, 3 of them are division opponents, if not more.
Right now they're up on the Flyers 6-2 in the third, which I see them going to win.
They'll tie.
But the Lightning's going to win too because they're up 6-0 on the Penguins in the third.
So it'll be because is Florida playing?
No.
So Toronto wins, which they probably will. They will be tied with Florida, and then Tampa will now be 2 points behind both Toronto and Florida.
No, I'll be tied in games played.
Yes. Jesus.
Yeah, those games are going to be the ones to watch for the rest of the regular season.
Those are going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. So crazy.
Because those will make or break spots.
Yup.
And
that's going to be so fun.
Yeah, because those are 3 powerhouses that are fighting. And those are no team that you want to meet first round playoffs. That's the last team you want. You want to fight them in the conference finals.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun for those 3 there at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, over it to the Western Conference. I hate to go over there already because I'm like we're almost done then. But
we'll come back.
It is what it is. But okay, so Western Conference. So with the wild card, right now you got Minnesota at 85, St. Louis at 81, Vancouver at 78, 77 Calgary, and I'll put Utah in there at 75. 68 Ducks. I don't really see them coming back.
No, 6 games out. Or 6 points out.
It's gonna be tough.
It's good.
So right now you got Blues that are hot.
Fire.
Wild are not.
No.
Wild have been struggling. Like I said, when Kirill is not there, they will tank.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help when I think they don't have Boldy either. And is it Eriksson Ek or is it Eriksson Ek and they have Boldy?
They have Boldy. Eriksson Ek's out.
So probably your 2 top guys and they're gone.
Some of the other ones, yeah. Yeah. Offensively, they just can't get nothing going.
Yeah.
And they're down 1-0 to Vegas too right now. They're playing.
Yeah, I'm just
Or 2-0. Sorry.
I've said it all year. Again, I gotta message Brandon and get him on here soon and just tell
Tell us what's going on with the Wild,
yeah,
man.
I'm like it's the same old thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
the same thing I've been telling you, dude. Get off that bandwagon.
Yeah, because their last games they lost to Dallas yesterday, and then they beat Buffalo and Seattle and the Kings, and I mean like Buffalo, Seattle are,
Yeah,
middle tier,
those are
bottom tier teams, so like those are wins that you should have. It was a good win against LA,
hey,
but then you lose 5 straight. St. Louis, the Rangers, Colorado, Pittsburgh, and Vancouver, which are top teams. You're gonna meet in the playoffs.
except for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, except for and the Rangers, but still, it's just like you're winning against easy teams. When it comes to teams that you need to win and beat against to prove, like that we can do this, you falter and you come back, and it's just it sucks to watch Minnesota sports like that. Especially my mom's a Minnesota fan. So it's like, sorry, Mom, I'm just trying to explain to her, Mom,
Sorry,
what's
your
going
team
on.
sucks this year, Mama.
Yeah, it's just this, but they need something else.
Yep,
They didn't get it over the free agency.
Nope, one guy.
Yeah, Nyquist.
That's just
Nyquist.
not what I wanted to see.
No.
It was a good pickup, but wasn't the right pickup.
It's a depth pickup.
Yeah.
But it's not. They need a top six. They need a top six.
Yep. So hopefully they can do something in the off season. They got to sign Krill. I know that, but
Mitch Marner one of those agents. I think unrestricted or restricted. One of the free agents or whatever is going to be out this summer. That's going to be the most sought after.
Yeah, but he'll probably stay at Toronto. More.
That's if they want to keep him though. I mean, he wants to stay.
Yeah, you think, hey, we want to keep you. Here's your extension, but it hasn't been done yet. So, that is very true.
I would say he's. I mean, out of the three, Nylander, Matthews, and Marner. I don't know. Is Marner one of the? Out of those three, they're keeping Nylander.
Well, yeah, and you got to. Well, I'm not gonna say you keep your captain, but more likely keep the captain, and then.
Yeah.
I would get rid of.
Marner's probably the guy out.
I'd get rid of 2 of them.
When it comes,
Well, that's the thing. Like,
if you got the money, you're gonna keep. You're gonna keep 2.
Come back to them.
I know.
But this is where they screw up because you now have to sign him.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sign him because trade deadline's done. Unless you can do something, no, you just can't. Like, you have to sign him, or it's going to have to be a Rannon type deal where you trade him off. But you should have traded him off already if you weren't going to sign him.
Mm.
But I think he has a no-trade clause, maybe.
Yes,
so
I believe so. Because they asked him, didn't they ask him to waive it over the trade deadline, and he said no.
No. So, I just don't see Mitch coming back. I think Mitch wants to stay, but it's
his hometown.
Yeah, it's his hometown,
so he wants to stay there. But
I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, this is where the business side comes in. It's like, well, can they afford to keep him? And if they give him a they ask him to take a team friendly or more deal, does he? Which I'm sure he would, just because he wants to stay in his hometown.
Yeah, but I don't see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, they haven't given an extension. They weren't able to trade him, and which is gonna suck now because if you do sign him. Do you sign it with his contract saying we can trade you to whoever and then get rid of him? Because if you let him go to free agency, you lose a lot of draft picks or prospects, and it's screwed.
What players you could fill fill his role.
And that's why. So that's where they get screwed. So if they want any of that, they're gonna have to get rid of another one of those guys, and I think that's Jonathan.
Yeah. Tavares.
Tavares. I don't think Tavares. He can be a bottom,
probably
3
want
line.
To chase the cup now.
Yeah, a 3 line. Yeah, like you tried chasing the cup there. Let's move on. It's time to move on. So I don't see.
Move on to Florida where you're gonna make it.
Yeah, at least one of them. For crying out loud.
Yeah.
Change to a different blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That one's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be the big talk of the summer. Is gonna be where Mitch goes, or if he does sign. I don't know. That's a tough one. I could see it going both ways, but I don't know. Something's fishy. Something's going on there that we don't know, of course.
I think it all depends how they do in the playoffs.
Yeah, if they can go back.
If they get first round exit again, he's done, gone. See ya. Maybe 2 of them, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just say screw this, it's not working out. You guys, I don't know what it is. You guys can get through the regular season easily, but come playoff time, you guys are shells.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yeah, so back up into
the West.
Western
Back out West.
Conference.
Blues 4-1 on the Canadian right now.
Yeah. So, St. Louis doing great. I will say Vancouver. Demko came back. Hell of a game.
EP is out.
He's out. And they win a game in overtime.
Yeah.
Or a shootout or something like that.
Shootout.
So Vancouver, they might have their little spark. I don't know. But
they need it. They want to make it.
Yep. So they're, funny enough, I remember having them like number 1 in the Western Conference. Is now debating if they even get in there.
Yeah.
Again, if I could get my wish, because of how Blues are playing, I would love to see the Blues stay in a wild card spot. But I would love to see Calgary sneak their way back up there. They got 13 games left. So it'd just be nice to see them squeak in, and I would be okay with Minnesota falling down since they've been in a slump, which I hate to say. But
it would be incredible if Vancouver and Calgary make it, because that would mean, I think that's all the Canadian teams that have made the playoffs.
Yeah,
it would be.
It'd be a good chance for them.
That would be
every
single Canadian team would made the playoffs, which
would be crazy.
I don't remember the last time that's happened. It's been years, I'm sure. Calgary, I think it would be great too for Calgary, because Wolf, the rookie,
exactly, that's
goaltender, making it, and like I think he should be the one winning the Calder.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're a damn goalie, and you're about to carry your team to the playoffs. So, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but, like, he is kind of a big reason, because, holy hell, man, dude's a brick wall back there.
Yeah.
I just think him make it, I think he should already be number 1. Granted, I think it's Lane who's up there, or Celebrini who's up there, and then Lane, and then Mitchkov. And then I know it's Mitchkov or Wolf up there.
I think it switched.
Off and
it
on.
Went to Lane,
was it Macklin? And then Wolf?
Those are the top 3 right now.
I think Wolf should be up there in the conversation for 1.
Yeah.
Because he's totally deserved it this year for the workload he's taken on as a rookie.
You know how hard it is to be a goalie? Up to a wild card spot.
Yeah, I mean, you know how damn hard it is to be a rookie goalie in the National
and having
Hockey League?
Shutout
season? Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
That's it's unheard of almost. Like, it's so hard. Like, players, it's always players, forwards, even, it doesn't matter. They're always getting it. But goalie?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last. I was researching. I can't remember the last time a goalie won the Calder. I'm trying to remember who it was. No, it was Ryan Miller. No, I don't remember who it was.
Corey Price.
Gary Price might have. Maybe I don't. I can't remember who it was. I looked at it.
But yeah,
it's been a while. 20 years or something.
Yeah. No, I hope he gets that, and I hope they make the playoffs. That'd be great. But yeah, that Central Division, Jets, they will be making the playoff. They'll clinch a spot here pretty soon. I'm assuming another win or 2.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be getting that. Dallas right there, and with Colorado. More than likely, it's going to be Colorado and Dallas. Or, sorry. Colorado and Dallas.
Yep, playing each other.
I thought it really said Dallas versus Stars. So, yeah, Dallas and Colorado will play, which is going to be crazy. Like, the 2 and 3s are just kind of crazy in every division.
That's, like, kind of, doesn't that, like, I don't know, isn't that kind of, like, I don't know if I want to say, like, unfair, but, like, because you're the 2 spot coming in, and you have to play the 3rd spot. Yeah. You're just like, what the?
There was somebody that came. Oh, that was for football, but I don't know. Yeah, they should just go to like point wise after like in your conference. Okay, whoever's got the most points, which they kind of do, plays the one with the lowest, and then so.
Yeah, because they do that for the number 1 for the wild card.
Yeah, they do that for the number 1, but then like. Mm-hmm. So it should be like.
What if they did like your Central 2s face each other, and your Central 2 and your Pacific 2 face each other, and then you have your Central 3 and your Pacific 3 face each other, so you're not getting the same matchups every single year.
Yeah.
Maybe you get something different because those rankings
I wouldn't mind
change.
that. That'd be dope.
That'd be interesting. Well, that too, because it helps you guys. You don't have to face Edmonton.
Well, yeah, but like that. Well, that's the thing. It would make it more challenging and be like, okay, 2 and 3, like because you can just say, okay, L.A. and Edmonton are probably going to be your 2 and 3
again.
But now it's who's got home and who's got away.
Yeah.
Because the Kings are like 20 was it 23 or 25, 3-5, 4 or something like at home.
At home.
So
Oh, yeah.
they get home advantage. It's kind of over.
Yeah.
And especially the slump that Edmonton's been in. Of course, they don't have McDavid or Draisaitl, but again, that helps the Kings out with the home advantage. We'd love to have that.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that Dallas and Colorado, I could honestly see Dallas and Colorado, whoever wins that, winning the whole thing.
Going to the finals?
Yeah.
And winning it?
Well, at least getting to the finals.
Yeah.
Because I think that's going to be the toughest matchup out of those two, Dallas and Colorado. Because Winnipeg's going to get, the Blues, well, maybe Wild, but the Blues or Vancouver, maybe Calgary. And they're just going to go over, just cream
more than likely run through them.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. I just think they're going to already be playing a tough hockey games, and I think that they're just going to start going over Dallas or Colorado.
Yeah. Get it. Yeah, because when you have an easy route and you come up on the Eastern Conference or Conference Finals, and you got a team who had a tough route and they had to battle and they came through adversity and they get there, it's going to be a harder challenge because they're used to it. They're like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
But you haven't come over that hump yet, so you have to get used to it through that series, which is like that's not always going to happen.
Yeah, I remember back during the bubble year, I don't know, the 21, 22, or 22, 23, whatever it was.
And the Blues won it? Was it the Blues won the Cup, or was it the year after?
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay won it.
Okay.
But, so, I remember somebody, Brad, Scotty's dad, messaged me, hey, who do you got for the Stanley? Who do you got going to the playoff or winning the Stanley Cup? I said, to be honest, I think people that aren't talking about them, that are under the radar, are Dallas. Sure enough, they went to the finals and they lost in I think game 6 or 7. But I feel like that's the same thing happening this year. No one's really talking about Dallas. They're squeaking under. Everyone's talking about how good Colorado's doing and how they did, great on the trade deadline. Dallas did too, and they added 2 guys to replace their 2 injured guys.
Well, the one they lost, Pavelski, and then Sagan, who got injured too, and then
which I believe they're coming back. I'm not sure about Sagan.
Heiskanen, though, their best defenseman should be coming back.
That was their
Thomas Hurley playing.
Yeah,
how he has been playing, especially coming off the Four Nations tournament.
Yeah, so
confident.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised to see them.
They've been kind of like one of them sneaky ones the last recent years. Where you're just like, how, damn, this is like, I feel like this guy's like, you guys keep coming back, you keep making it here, but you just can't get over hump. Yeah, we want Jamie Benn to win a cup, and Tyler Sagan win a cup again. Well, Ben hasn't, I don't think, but Sagan should, I believe, had with Boston.
Yep. So I'd love to see Benny do it.
Oh yeah.
I just actually saw a video of him today of him losing that final. Everyone is out of the locker room. Jerseys are piled on the conveyor belt or whatever, and he's on full gear.
Hadn't even taken a thing off.
Nothing off. Helmet's off. Has a hat, and he's just down. And everyone's either taking a shower, or gone, or whatever. And he's just soaking it in. And so I hope Ben does get one. He's honestly, if you think of a hockey player, you think of him. He gets drafted late. He comes through the development of Dallas. He's now the leader of the team. And he just keeps going. Like, he's one of their best players. And so it's like, that's the guy you want to look up to. So
he's one of those rare ones that you've been able to stick with the team his whole life.
Yeah, you hear about Sidney. You hear about Ovi, Kopitar.
Yeah.
You hear, Doughty. You hear all these guys that stick around, and
Ben.
Yeah, Ben's just like them. Just like them.
Hopefully it doesn't turn into what happened to Zdeno Chara at the end of his career, where then he wasn't able to finish it out all the way through with, he gets traded to other teams and played for Caps for 1 year, and so it's just like, I hope that does not happen.
Yeah, you'd hate to see that. But
you want to see him end his story, because I don't want to see it. Marchand. We could have been talking about him like this.
That's what I was going to just say, too.
But no, he gets traded to Florida, and he understands it, too. It's business, but that sucks, man. You're like, damn, dude, you get 15 years of that organization. That's how it ends. It's like, oh, you can't. It couldn't even just end at the end of the season in free agency where they let you go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh. Granted, they're giving you an opportunity. I mean, they get it.
Yeah.
Traded your team where you have a golden opportunity at another cup.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's nice for them to do that.
Where he's not going to be like a star guy.
Yeah.
Like he's a star, but he doesn't
Yeah.
have to perform like a star.
No, that
You know?
team's depth is absolutely scary.
Yeah. In Boston, he had to be the star.
Yeah. Well, and he had to be the punching bag. He had to be everything.
Yeah.
He had to take off.
Now
Now
he
that
doesn't.
heat doesn't need to be on him anymore.
Yeah. He can just have fun and play games.
He can be the rat he is.
Exactly.
In a good way.
In a good way.
I don't mean that derogatory.
I would love to see him and Matthew on the same line, be like the Bash brothers.
Oh God. Yeah, imagine them going up against Brady. Just
Brady, hey brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick your ass
It'd just
tonight.
be like Mighty Ducks type shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
He
God.
FaceTimes his brother. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Guess what? We fucking you tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah. So watch out for Dallas. Dallas is a little sneaky team.
And St. Louis if they make it.
Yeah, in St. Louis. But yeah, Dallas, man, they're gonna be a team to really be a team that can make it. They really can. I think I could see them playing. Well, I guess they wouldn't play the finals against the Jets, but
Conference finals.
they wouldn't. No, it wouldn't be there. Would it?
Yeah, the Western.
No, because I'm pretty sure the Jets would have
they-
to play then the winner of the 2 and 3, or yeah, it still stays in the Central.
Yeah.
So it would be they would
Second
face
round.
like the Canes, the Shark, or the Canes, Vegas, Edmonton, or like one of the wild card spots. But yeah, I like them. I think they're only they're at 94 points, 100 for the Jets. They're literally right there to take one if they really wanted to, with the games left.
I'm saying that's they have a shot still.
But so yeah,
because that's definitely what that again, that's what they want. If you're Dallas or Colorado, you want that one spot. You don't want to be 2 or 3 having to face that big of a challenge in the first round.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I gotta find out.
Ottawa lost to Buffalo, so then lose out on 2 points.
Okay. So we haven't really talked about the Pacific. Might as well get into that here quick before we head off. So Vegas pretty much is gonna be looking like they're. I don't want to say they are gonna be number one because the Kings.
Points.
Yeah, I'm like the Kings are on they're on a tear, right now. The Edmonton are gonna be a little slack because they don't got their top 2 guys, so they're probably gonna be they're probably gonna be number 3. Just how it's been playing out. 1 and 2, I would feel like it's still a fighting chance for the Kings to get number 1. And I will give, I wasn't too thrilled on our trade deadline.
Kuzmenko?
Yeah, Kuzmenko, but
New Kuzi?
Dude, this guy's hella good. I've been watching the highlights because it's so late to watch games by the time they play at 9:30, and I watch these highlights. Dude, the Kings in the last 2 games have got 14 goals.
Nah, Jesus.
7 goals each in their last 2, and right now everyone's clicking. But yeah, dude, Kuz is.
Kemper's been amazing too.
Oh yeah,
he's been killing it.
Kemper has been killing it.
Yeah.
2 shutouts in like the last 5 games or something like that.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But so Kuz is he's a playmaker. And to be honest, when I look at his play, like he looks like Kevin Fiala, but Kevin's a more shooter.
Yeah.
While Kuz is more of a passer. And my gosh, he's so quick. He's
just see the vision when he's skating down the ice.
So smooth. He's playing with Kopitar and Kempe.
Nice.
And it is just watching the highlights. It's like holy cow! Like they work so good together. And honestly, Kopi and Kempe work so good together that usually who's ever with them also plays really good. They had like 2 rookies play with them, and they've kind of like it's almost like, hey, who's kind of slacking? Let's put them with them. It boosts
just
them up, and then they go down to other lines and combinations, and they just roll. Warren Foegele, he's been a stud. We got him from, we traded him for Victor Arvidsson, or we picked Warren Foegele up. We signed him, and the Edmonton signed Victor.
Yeah.
Well, I think we won that sign.
Yeah, right. No kidding. Especially how
I think he's at 20 goals or 30 goals. Pretty sure it's 20 goals.
20.
And that's the second time now he's been a second. 20 goals. That's his second season now, back-to-back seasons with 20 goals. Him and Philip Deneau, or they've just been awesome together. And then you have, you pretty much have like two guys on each line that have been just solid for him. You have Kopitar and Kempe, and then you just find someone good. Warren and Phillip together, and then you got Quinn Byfield and Kevin Fiala together.
Yeah.
That's and then we have like some rookies here and there, and it's feeling good. I've been happy with Kuz. He's been like, he fits in.
Yep.
And
that's so nice too when you can pick up a player on the deadline, on the trade deadline, and like they fit in. Like nothing happens. Like the team doesn't. You could see that the team doesn't change. It gets better. It grows. It's like, oh, that's great.
Yep.
Our GM is smart.
So
doing
and
something
then
right.
I know we're talking about the Kings, but we always talk about the Caps anyway.
Yeah.
But and so then I saw a stat of the defenseman pair of the Kings and who's had like the most goals or something like that, or who's possessed the most goals on ice, or I don't know, something on that lines.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking about, well, we have Brandon Clark and we can't get rid of him. And if we're gonna get rid of somebody, it's gonna be Jordan Spence. Well, sure enough, Jordan Spence is on this list 3 times with 3 different guys. This guy, I think
he's a shutdown goal scorer. He's a shutdown defenseman.
Yeah, and then something like that.
Yeah.
Like his goal scoring ability and defense can combine.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I can find it, but he was on there 3 times with 3 different guys. So it's like, okay, perfect. So I'm thinking, okay, Rob, you know what you're doing now. You're not screwing up.
They got a stats guy.
Yeah. So it's just been crazy to think. Okay, right here. Kings have 4 different defenseman pairs ranked in Hockey Monkey's top 10 for expected goal share.
Oh, okay.
Minimum 150. So here's the 10 list, right? It's the top 10. Kings have 4 defenseman pair. Doughty, and this is from the whole NHL. The first 2 as LA Kings guys. So Doughty and Anderson, they're number 1. Their goals percentage is 68%. Then it's Spence and I don't know. He's one of our top defensemen. So Spence and him at 66%. Miller and Fox, Shen and Wilsby and other guys. And then you go back down, Moverari and Spencer and then Edmondson and Spencer again. So Spence has just been on a tear when it comes to
everybody.
So
coach is like, Spence, you go whoever you want to play with, play with. I don't care.
So yeah, and so I've been looking, this offseason the Kings also grabbed some veteran defensemen. Well, the thing is, I think those guys are playing for a spot for next year, because I think what they're going to be doing now is Drew and Anderson. They'll have Clark and Spence with Alexeyev. I don't even know. Why can't I think of his freaking name? But we'll sign him, I think, to another deal. And I want to know his name so bad. But he's not going to be a point guy. But so yeah, and so from there, we need one of these other defensemen to kind of step up, which I think is kind of Edmondson. He's been really good. Vladso Garv, I don't freaking know, down there.
Okay. Vladislav, Gavrikov. I think Gavrikov.
So
Gavrikov. Yeah, that is a weird Jesus. That's a tongue twister.
Well, he's been solid too for us.
Yeah,
but
I'm glad.
Yeah, and then we actually have Jacob Moverari. That's a young guy. That again we don't need this. We have Kyle Brares or whatever, and Joel Edmondson and Jacob Moverari. Those guys are up for a spot, and I think I think I think we're gonna have a young, talented D core, and our forwards are the same way.
Mm.
And
That had a good rebuild.
Yeah, dude. Like
compared to
Rob had a great season. Like no matter what, he's had a great off season. He had a great trade deadline. Now, I think a lot of Kings fans were impatient, and I was one of them.
That's all our fans, man.
And
same way.
I'm hats off to Rob Blake, and these Kings guys and the Kings players to buying in and.
So what's your ceiling this year for them then?
If
how
they
do you
keep playing,
how do you think, like, do you see them making the cup finals, or do you see them more as, like, as of right now, just like at least the Western Conference Finals?
At least the Western Conference Final. That's I if we can get home advantage with Edmonton, I think we win that one. I think we win the next one, probably against Vegas. And I think we see Dallas or the Jets in the Western Conference. If we play like we are. I don't see us making it to the play. The tough thing is too is we got young guys that have never played.
Experienced, have that experience.
And so it's gonna be tough. That's my.
That's when that's basically makes it 50-50 because you don't know how they're gonna take it in.
Yeah, some of them played, last round against Edmonton, but it's gonna be a 50-50 toss up. And again, most of our guys are, it's maybe like a line that's maybe not gonna be ready for it, but. I just, if we keep playing like we are, dude, there's no one stopping us. I don't feel like Jets could be a tough one, and just because goaltending. And
that's if he comes through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In the past, he's let up in the playoffs, but
yeah.
Seeing the Four Nations, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think he's pretty solid now.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. So with my Kings, which is probably gonna be all of our clips are gonna be Kings now. I'm pumped, dude. I know.
I'm so excited because we already know our teams are in.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for it. Just like, all right, who are we facing off now? That's what I need to know now. Is like who are the teams are going to be to face off? Like who are the Caps going to face in the first round? I need because I have no idea because it changes every damn night.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited because I'll be pretty much off work watching hockey from 6 to 12.
I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do, dude. I'm gonna suffer.
You're gonna have to just sleep hard.
I'm gonna have to try to knock myself out after work, and so then I can sleep while everyone's at school.
Exactly.
And then I can get up.
Yep. You're gonna have to. You can come over here. I can turn the lights off. You can take a nap. So, but yeah, I'm pumped.
Ah, dang it! Jets are up 2-1 now.
Dang.
Yep, I think that's how it goes. Maple Leafs won. Yep, Lightning won. How it is. Calgary's up 1-0 right now. They can muster up a win.
That'd be nice. But, all right, man, I'm done. I'm good. I'm ready.
We're Gucci and Vespucci.
Again, thanks, guys, for tuning in. Again, if you can, Rapid City's playing on the USA Hockey TV.
Starting tomorrow
night. So try to see if you can't get that and
try to find a way to pirate it and send us a link. Not paying $30 for a subscription. No, I'm just kidding.
And YouTube channel done. So yeah, they're playing. So good luck to the Rapid City guys.
Yeah,
we'll be cheering you on.
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs are coming right around the corner, guys. We got probably 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
April 17th, I believe, is the last day.
Okay.
Is the final? It's a Wednesday, I'm pretty sure.
Jeez,
I know that because my Caps play on that day.
Yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we're less than a month away. I know.
Yeah. So, and then we might start going over to once every 2 weeks during the playoffs. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe right away when the games are still
like
every night, but when it kind of slows down, we will slow down.
Yeah. This is like the second round and stuff.
Yeah. So, but other than that, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, if you haven't subscribed here on our YouTube channel, we have our Instagram and our TikTok. And if you want to, Twitter. We're going to try to pick up Twitter here now with playoffs coming. So, and then also we'll probably use Twitter quite a bit during the off season to kind of